Greetings, people, and welcome to Good Evening Naija. The economic reforms by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Nigeria is creating a lot of buzz on everywhere. Investors are more than willing to come back to Nigeria because of his moves. And so, on the show tonight, I like to discuss some of the bulls and burdens of these economic reforms. I'll discuss the bulls first before going to the burdens. And of course, he actually first removed fuel subsidy. That was one of his first economic reforms. One of the advantages of removing fuel subsidy was to remove this money from some unpatriotic Nigerians. A few rich individuals were actually benefiting from this fuel subsidy. What is exactly is fuel subsidy? Federal government pays huge amount of money to petroleum marketers and exporters just for them to reduce the price of fuel. Meanwhile, the ordinary Nigerians are not even getting the fuel. They are not. The price is not even still reduced. So it is better we just remove this money we are paying to these few individuals and divert the money into another sector in the economy. That is what the president simply did. But the burden of that bold step is that the price of petroleum products went up. It skyrocketed and it affected almost everything. Transport fare has soared, prices of commodities have soared, prices of everything have soared. So that is the burden. But the reform itself is what is a good one. But I know with time these burdens are going to subside because the president is already working on what is it called palliatives to ameliorate the plight of Nigerians. Another major economic reform was the sacking of the CBN governor and the cleansing of the CBN. There is a cleansing going on in the CBN. As I speak to you right now, the CBN just directed yesterday at the weekend that banks should remove all the bottlenecks associated with domiciliary accounts, accounts with foreign currencies in Nigeria. So before there are certain amounts you can deposit and transfer, but now they have removed those bottlenecks. Okay, as a matter of fact, the president is also working on unifying the naira exchange rate. During the time of Buhari, when Buhari was the president, the exchange rate was we have two exchange rates in Nigeria. First was the official exchange rate by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Another one was a parallel market rate. Now, what happened is that if you exchange a dollar for 600 naira in the bank, those aboki selling dollars, you can buy as high as 800, 900 naira from them. So the president is saying, no, that isn't going to work for Nigeria. That will drive investors from the country. What we are going to do is to unify it. If I buy 600 naira at the bank, you also buy 600 naira from these Aboki guys. So that is what the president is doing. They equally created another window called the I and E window, investors and exporters windows. Now, this I and E windows is a kind of a market where investors and exporters come to bargain. Now, all investors and exporters in the country come there to bargain. Everybody, they are free to bring their dollars and nairas. You bargain like you are going to buy Gary, you price. The one that is cheaper for you, you buy at the I and E market. Now, if you buy at the I and E market and you want to sell, you want to use it for business here in Nigeria, you cannot sell more than a profit of 1 naira. You get see how important it is. So if an aboki guy is selling dollar for 601 naira, for example, the Nigeria bank should be selling for 600 naira. Unlike before, where the bank will be selling for 600 and the aboki guy is selling for almost 900 or 1,000 naira per dollar. So that is what it's a huge move. Now let me tell you the advantage of this. First of all, that I and E market where investors and exporters can bargain, like share companies in Nigeria who have dollars, they can bring their dollars to the market, while foreign airlines like British Airways that have nairas stop here in Nigeria because they can't send it to their countries, they also come here to bargain. When they bargain, at the end of the day, they will exchange their naira and dollars. These shell companies, they need the naira to pay their staffs here in Nigeria. While these foreign airlines, they need their dollars to carry their money to their country. This has been a major problem in Nigeria, and many airlines companies have been leaving Nigeria to what to Ghana. So with this, these companies will be coming back. And another issue is that those going for medicals, those going uh, uh, those who need dollars to pay their cars, those who need what is it called, BAT, they will all get this money at a cheaper rate, and it will be also be available to go to that. I could remember, for example, vividly, there was a time when my father was alive. He was to go for treatment in the UK. He couldn't get dollars in the bank, so we have to withdraw all the naira, take it to these abokis, and exchange at a very exorbitant price, very high. So these are some of the bottlenecks these policies are taking away. Now, for example, yesterday, the stock exchange, Nigeria stock exchange, skyrocketed at about 5.5%. Report says that investors had about 1.7 trillion. They made 1.7 trillion because of some of these reforms, or what is it called, removal of fuel subsidy, unifying the naira, cleaning of the CBN, sacking of Emefiele, and so many other. And the president have said he was ready to grow the GDP of Nigeria from 500 billion US dollars to about 1 trillion US dollars in the next 8 years. It is possible. He did it in Lagos State before, and I'm very optimistic he can still do it. These are some of the bruises. There are so many of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reform. But however, it has also created burdens, especially to our naira and to the Nigerian people. For example, the price of naira now, the exchange rate of naira has escalated to about 790 naira or thereabout per dollar. Yes, equally this what is it called? There's equally this inflation in the country. The price of commodities have increased. There is also increase in almost everything. It's creating a kind of burden to Nigerians, ordinary citizens. The hardship is there and so many things. But I know with time this is going to stabilize, and the impact of these reforms, Nigeria will have to enjoy it in the long run. Okay, these are some of the poses and burdens of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reform. I'll see you guys later. My name is Richard. Bye.